Troops, here we are, we're live, another Eagle podcast. That means one thing. I'm joined tonight by another epic guest from the world of yoga and fitness, Michelle Lawson of Fit to Burn Fitness for Wellness. I wanted to talk to you about the word wellness because I never ever hear it. So that means it means a lot to you.
Okay. Well, you've got your fitness, which is obviously about how fit you are physically in a lot of ways. The wellness is more about what's going on the inside. So looking after ourselves in more ways than just wanting to grow muscle, wanting to be able to run a marathon. It's more of a mental approach or spiritual, depending on where you're coming from to look at it.
I find it quite an interesting term because when I sort of see other people within the fitness industry, the word wellness, it isn't really used very often. And I think it's because it's not be seen as glamorous. No one's ever done a before and after wellness photo. Do you know what I'm saying? Like no one's, because you can't
see what's going on the inside, really.
Yeah, you can't see it. So it's interesting that it's in the title of your business. What is it about wellness and the sort of emphasis you put on your sort of clients, customers, friends, family? What is it that the benefit of wellness? Does wellness come before fitness, would you say?
When I first started the business up, it was Fit to Burn Health and Fitness, and that was the name of it.
Right.
And in the last 2 years, I've gone down the yoga route.
Yeah.
On a course, past me 200-hour teacher training, and that taught me so much more about what it is to be healthy and fit, rather than just the fitness. So from bringing the yoga into the business, that's where I changed the name. Kept the Fit to Burn, but it's now Fitness for Wellness, because doing that course personally taught me so much about how the two link together.
Yeah.
So you can spend years trying to keep yourself fit physically, but if we're not healthy with our minds and how we think and how we look at life, then we're never going to be happy in ourselves. No matter how perfect we want our body to look, we'll never be happy.
And where do you think this perfect image has come from? Like, where is it formulated from, and what's the driving factors behind it?
The physical
of everyone sort of wants what they define as the perfect body. So whatever that is in women, slim six packs, big bums seem to be in, boobs, that sort of very manufactured pop star Nicki Minaj-ish sort of figure.
Yeah, I think from like what you've just said there, from celebrities, social media, people see your celebrities and think they've got the perfect life and they've got the perfect bodies, the perfect cars, and they think, I want to look like that. I'll be as happy as them, maybe, if I look like that. That's what I presume it comes from. I try to push on my clients where I'm trying to link the fitness and the wellness. I push on my clients about feeling more positive in themselves. They come into my studio, whether they're doing strength training, whether they're doing yoga, they're working at their best, and I always give them a positive to focus on. They always get something positive out of the session. They're always growing in some way, whether it's in the motivation they've got, the strength they've got, the focus they've got. Each session, each week, they grow in some way, and I try and get them to focus on that more than any physical, how the body is going to change. The body changing is just, it's a little added bonus that comes with it, really.
Yeah, and with your sort of wellness, do you incorporate sort of telling people to stop hanging around with negative people and sort of ditch the time on social media so much, or do you sort of stay away from that sort of side of it?
I don't push that personally. I agree with it. I don't push it personally on my clients, but I do agree with it, definitely. Maybe it's something I might start pushing. I don't know. But I don't want to shout at them too much to get enough abuse off me.
No, it's important. I have a bit of a saying, and it's like, if you look into the black hole long enough, eventually it'll look back at you. Do you know what I mean? So if you're constantly just seeing negativity online or hanging around with negative people all the time, then it's very hard to sort of think, what's going on over here? Because all you're doing is you're just drawing tunnel vision into negativity all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
and I think with people who are looking for something, you will find negativity for it a lot easier and a lot faster than something positive. And then that's how people end up getting involved with things. And then before they know it, they're 2 or 3 months down the line and they're like, how did I get to this point? Do you know what I mean? But it's something that I often think about. It's something that I personally did. I got rid of loads of people who I just thought, I'm just not what we're doing. It's time to move on. So you are based in the very beautiful former city of culture of Liverpool.
I am, yeah.
Liverpool is not too dissimilar to where I'm from in the northeast. It's very friendly, very sort of outgoing city. How's the fitness and sort of scene in Liverpool? What's that like at the moment?
Yeah, it's massive. There's a personal training studio on every corner. They're everywhere right now. Yeah, it's really big. Everyone's really into the fitness. I'm coming a lot more into the yoga now as well, which is really good.
Right. Obviously, from a footballing side of it, Liverpool's massive with the two teams there. And promoting sort of being healthy, being active. I've seen where I'm from, park run, 10Ks, half marathons, full marathons. Is it the same down your way? Is it just booming through on every single avenue?
Yeah, there's a few park runs around Liverpool now. Actually, there's one not far from me.
Cool.
They seem to get really busy. Yeah, I've gone along to a few, and they do pick it up quite big.
I think it's a great way for people to start. 5K is a great way to sort of, as a building block, you can be really, really sort of unfit.
Yeah.
And manage a 5K and then think, oh, that's something to aim for. And then there's a natural progression. So then it's 5K to 10K.
Yeah.
You know, it leads on, doesn't it? Before you know it, you're doing 50 milers. Well, so I've been told.
Yeah.
Yoga's something that interests me. I've got a lot of people who come out with me who do yoga, and what would you say the main benefits of yoga are, and is there a perfect time to start, or is it never too late to start?
You can start at any time, I'd say. Definitely, yeah. When I first went into yoga, the benefits for me was wanting to improve my flexibility. Doing running and weight training for majority of my adult life.
Yeah.
And my back was taking a bit of a beating, so I wanted something that would improve my flexibility. Within them first few classes, something just switched, and the flexibility wasn't what I was after. There was a focus I got in that class.
Really?
That it was like something inside, and it felt nice, and it made me hungry for more. I wanted to feel that more. And there was a calmness when you left, a different type of satisfaction of achieving something than lifting your heaviest weight, hitting another mile on your run.
Yeah.
It's different, yeah.
Would you say, if you want to sort of be fitter and healthier going into later life, yoga is definitely something that people should think about sooner rather than later?
I think anyone should do yoga at any stage. Children, adults, the elderly, everyone. There's a different style of yoga for everyone.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think it's ever too late, really. For so many different reasons, really. Even teaching us just to slow down and breathe. We breathe so short and so fast, and we don't stop to even notice the breath we take in. And yoga really brings us more into the now, the situation we're in now, and you appreciate things so much more, and you notice things so much more.
What sort of do people get from yoga who come to you? Like, do you sort of, I know there's like hot yoga and there's aerial yoga, like talk to us about all things yoga, because it sounds bizarre to me.
Yeah, there's some crazy ones out there. I'm a bit more level with it. Mine's a flow class, so it goes from beginner to advanced can enjoy a flow class.
Right.
Every yoga pose has variations, so you can simplify it, you can make it harder. So they keep changing. You'll learn a pose, and then you can come back, and then there's another side to it, and then there's another side, and they keep growing as you grow with the practice. So The flow class is more about flowing into different moves, works the whole body.
Yeah.
So you're going to improve overall fitness. You're going to improve upper body strength so much. Really does improve upper body strength a lot. Core strength massively.
Yeah.
There's a lot on the legs, so it improves leg strength. You've got your flexibility. You've got the release of tension. We build up so much tension around the shoulders. We build up emotions around the hips.
Yeah.
And working on the yoga poses opens up them areas. It releases trapped emotions. It releases trapped tension. It helps with back problems, shoulder problems, neck pain. Helps with, it's just amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm
everyone should do it.
Yeah, I think you sold. Who's the sort of people doing it? Is it majority women, or are more and more men starting to get involved now, or what's the sort of split?
I do think there's a lot more men like warmer to the idea. It was very much female dominated at one time.
Yeah.
Then someone brought something called Broga into the mix.
Right.
It was male yoga, really.
Right, okay.
And I think that got the guys interested, because it was just for the men, so they didn't feel like it was taking, the manliness away from them. And now you do get men coming to yoga classes. Yeah, they're all mixed.
It's funny that, isn't it? We talk about this. I've just been listening to some like a bit of an article there on the TV about this masculinity thing, and it's funny what men presume to be masculine. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't do that because of what exactly?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger did ballet classes to get better posture. Yeah. If you watch a documentary, Pump and Iron, he went and did ballet to learn better poses. So when he was showing his muscles, he was more. He had a teacher who was like, if you did this with your neck and if you put your arm back there, your lats would show more. And there was loads of them that went along to it. And if Arnold Schwarzenegger's going to ballet, then exactly why any bloke can go and do a down dog or the eagle pose or the tree is you haven't got an excuse. I think we definitely need to get away from that, and I think we are. It still doesn't mean like, I'm doing yoga, next I'll be getting my nose hair waxed and all that sort of carry on. No. But you're right. Blokes do need to get away from like what's manly, and I think for me, the northeast and the northwest, we sort of have the same sort of. It's sort of the same-ish. Do you know what I mean? Like the tropes are the same. The way people sort of think are the same. Working class background. Liverpool, obviously, shipyards. The northeast coal and shipyards, etc., etc. And it was like when men were men, sort of carry on.
Yeah.
And I think that attitudes are changing.
Definitely.
Where do you see it going, yoga? Is it going to just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger? Is like the next yoga coming out? Like in the fitness industry, there's always like Sean T or P90X or something. There's always that next thing, isn't there? Is there like the next thing coming in yoga?
Well, when I was before I came into yoga, I used to do a lot of Tabata training with clients, which is a style of hip training with very short bursts, and it's quite intense, really good. Now, apparently there's a yoga Tabata I've seen online.
Oh, wow.
So they're already combining that with it. Then you've got the Broga, where they brought it in for the guys. So I think it'll keep going, and there's so many people coming into it now. You've got MMA fighters, boxers, they all do yoga. They're all coming into the yoga so much. Footballers. There's a lot.
You've got a former wrestler, haven't you? Diamond Dallas Page. Have you seen that? DDP Yoga. Oh, check. That's completely slipped my mind. Yeah, check that out. He was a wrestler who had loads of sort of injuries from his wrestling days, then created his own sort of yoga system. And now every time I listen to like some sort of sports or wrestling podcast, it's like, if it wasn't for DDP Yoga, I'd be dead. And I'm like, bloody hell. It's a good one. It's good to see.
It's really good for injuries. Like with being a personal trainer, I have so many clients who come in with different issues where they're getting physio for it. And I always say to a client, bring me in your physio exercises and I'll incorporate them into your session for you, because no one does the physio. We get them and we don't do them. So if I incorporate it, at least they're doing it when they're with me. And every single physio exercise is a yoga pose. They are a yoga pose, is a
yoga pose.
Yeah.
And What did you do before this business? Like, where's your background come from?
Before me fitness or before the yoga?
Before your fitness business,
I
before your
worked in
personal
an
training.
estate agent in town in Liverpool.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
And right, just got sick of selling houses and thought it's.
Well, no, actually, the story behind that was I done me level 2 PT in my very early 20s.
Right.
Because I'd gained a lot of weight after having my first child.
All right.
Joined the gym, never been a member of a gym before, joined the gym and just started on the weights and really enjoyed it. So I wanted to learn more about them for my personal growth, really. I had no interest in being a PT. The thought of standing up in front of a room full of people telling them what to do terrified me. So I went to college, done my course, learned loads, loved it, come away, carried on with my training, got a job as an estate agent. Spent, I think, 18 months there in one place and got made redundant from losing they lost a contract.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I want to go back and do my level 3. So I went back to my level 3 and from that became a personal trainer. So if I'd never been made redundant, I might have never done my level 3. Might have never been here.
Isn't it funny, Michelle, that this story, like, and I've heard this sort of like, something happens like that, you lose a job or someone leaves someone or you know, someone family member dies, and from that moment there's a change, and without that incident happening, you know, where would we be? Do you know what I mean? Like I ended up on a national 3 peaks by sheer luck, chance, whatever, and now I'm the alleyest man in the hills. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is, and it takes that one moment. And I say to people all the time, just what happens if you said yes? Do you know what I mean? Like, what happens instead of saying, well, I was going to, but stories, I'll get around to it. Never. Just do it and see what happens. And that's great. You got made redundant, probably started at that time. What am I going to do now? I've got bills to pay.
Yeah.
And now, do you know what I mean? Now, down the line, you're doing this now. And if someone comes to you and said, do you want to be an estate agent, start Monday? You'd be like, nah, no thanks.
Nah, I love my job.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a risk and everything. And I always say, if there's no risk in it, there's no point in doing it. Do you know what I mean? If it is, if it's completely safe, which sort of makes me laugh when I see people selling pyramid scheme stuff, zero risk. What are you doing then? Like, if there's no risk, there's no reward. Like, there has to be.
People get too comfortable being comfortable. That's what it is, and they're scared to take chances.
Absolutely, yeah. Points make prizes. You're right, and you've got to get into it. What do you think social media influencers, celebrity PTs? What do you think they've done for the fitness industry? Do you think they've helped your job or made it harder?
I think helped it personally. I think more people, if they're seeing celebrities using personal trainers and they're seeing celebrities feeling better in themselves, getting the abs if that's what they want, then they're going to go and look for the personal trainer because they're seeing celebrities do it. And so many people look up to the celebrities, don't they? Yeah,
well, the right celebrities, and this is where the blurred lines come in, don't they? Because behind every celebrity fitness DVD is an actual proper nutritionist and a proper personal trainer giving that person the information, you know. And I think that's young impressionable boys and girls. That's unfortunately they just see, oh, if I drop to 1,000 calories a day, I'll be able to look like that in 4 weeks. Well, good luck with that.
On that side of it, on that side of it, if they're giving out the wrong information, then it's obviously really bad because people are looking up to them so much, especially the younger ones. They're going to believe anything that they say.
And do you sort of incorporate your social media into your training? Are you very sort of like, let's get a group photo, a selfie, let's do something on the stories? Or
I do it. I do and I don't really. Yeah, I do like to. For me personal training clients, I like to do videos for them when they hit personal bests. And I like to promote that for them because then they like to share it around their friends. And it's a proud moment for them. They should be proud of it. So yeah, in that way, I try not to shove the camera in people's faces too much. But yeah, if they're hitting personal bests, I do like to do it for them really, so that we can be proud of what they've done and show people.
I think there's a lot of people sort of, they get a little bit too camera happy. Do you know what I mean? And it makes me cringe now. I see lads and I see women in the gym sort of setting the camera up to do like a squat routine or something, and I just think, oh, like doing it for the gram. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe there's no difference in what I do in the hills when I'm doing videos in the hills. I don't know, but I just think.
I think a bit of it's good for both promotion of business. It can be good.
Yeah.
And obviously for your memories of with you in the mountains and stuff, you're going to want your pictures and videos for the memories side of it as well as the promotion. But you can take it a bit too far. I think people can be spending. The whole focus is on what they're going to post rather than what they're actually doing. So they're not even living in the now, really. They're planning ahead for how they're going to share it and how they're going to show it. And they evolve it around that too much sometimes.
Yeah, that's sort of a great point. That is, people sort of, and one thing I sort of noticed about your Instagram, it's similar to mine, is your sort of post to followers ratio is about. Do you know what I mean? About the same.
Yeah.
And I look at people and I'm like, oh, 20,000 followers. This will be interesting. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, clearly, you've somewhere along the line here, you're massaging the numbers. Do you know what I mean? In the end of the day, the only people you're going to let down is the people who think you're some sort of rock star. And when they finally meet you, they'll be like, who's this guy? Do you know what I mean? Like, is this a joke? Like, giving it the big time on Insta, and I meet them, and I've done it. I've met people from social media, and I'm like, where's so and so at? Because I don't know who this is. Like, where's your 20,000 followers? I
try not to get. I don't really like, apart from posting my stuff and interacting with people that I've got to know. I don't look around social media much, and I try not to get wrapped up in that the need for followers and likes. You know, my following's my following, and as long as I've got my loyal clients, my friends, even acquaintances and stuff, that's all I need. I don't need lots of numbers and stuff. It means nothing.
I think it's a worrying trend that people crave attention from people they don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Because, you know, and there's a lot of people at the moment, and I might speak out of turn here, but I think there's a lot of people jumping on things that have big meanings, mental health being one, and they're doing it to gain notoriety, and actually they don't really sort of care about mental health. But at the moment, that is like the word that everyone's jumping on: PTSD, mental health, hashtag. For me, mental health is more than a hashtag.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I know people from my army days who've suffered terribly with mental health issues, and there's no way I would ever try and profiteer off their unhappidness. And I see some of that going on, and it absolutely makes me cringe, because I think you're dabbling with the devil. Do you know what I mean? And I do believe going out for a nice hike is good for mind and body, but I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a professional mental health person. I can't say, oh, you're having an issue, are you? Well, I'll tell you what, come out with me Saturday, and then everything will be fine. Brilliant. And we'll all do a post about it, and we'll have a bit of cake afterwards, and the job's a good one. Like, that's not it. But I kind of feel like there's some people selling snake oil in that regards, and I think
you'll always get people who are going to jump onto something that's the latest trend, the latest fad, what's going to get, you know, the latest followers and stuff.
Yeah, just doing it for the likes.
Yeah, in everything in life, there's always going to be fake people. So you've just got to keep doing what you do and help people in the way you can help them.
Yeah, eagles fly with eagles, Michelle, and ducks bob on the pond and eat bread and talk shit. Let's move on to getting outdoors. I know you're keen into the outdoors. Hill walking, mountains. Where does that come from? Where does your love of the outdoors come from?
It came quite late with me, really. I think probably about 6-7 years ago.
Right.
And then I done Snowdon.
Yeah.
And I don't like, I've been into my fitness since my early 20s, so a long time.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. And it was a different type of push. And it was, I found for me, I've got a very overactive mind. My mind never stops. It's always thinking of something. And it's always thinking of the past, the present, the future, which is where yoga helps me a lot. And I found in the mountains, it didn't. Everything that was around me was all that was in my mind. And I wasn't thinking of anything else. And I just loved it. And it was... I love nature anyway. I do love being out. I've always loved being out in nature. I love beaches and everything. I love to be outdoors.
Yeah.
But the mountains was something that I hadn't done before. And it's just, for me, it brings a peace of mind. It does bring peace to the mind, and it allows you to enjoy the experience without anything getting in the way. Yeah,
it seems to slow down time, doesn't it? It sort of doesn't matter what tomorrow's doing, because it's about the now. It's about
definitely. Yeah.
It's about the scenery. It's about if you're hiking solo, if you're hiking with a group, if you're hiking low level, high level mountains, whatever you're doing. There's a beauty and there's a sort of tranquility, unless you're out with me and I'm shouting at you. Yeah. True story.
Yeah, I can imagine.
to it. But still, it's good. And I did a day last week when I was in Coniston, and I was the only guy on the fell, and I was just trudging away through the mountains, and sort of you stop, and I'll ask you this: have you ever been anywhere where it is truly quiet, apart from you moving and sort of breathing? Like when I'm in a place like that, I just stop, and there's no phone, there's no screen, there's no outdoor noise, there's nothing, just you. And I just think, this is what it used to, this is what it used to be like back in the day when the cavemen were running around and there was dinosaurs and there was saber-toothed tigers and all that. Like, it's just you, nature, and the weather. Is there anywhere particular that you'd like to go, or that you like going to?
I do love a local beach by me to go for walks. It's a really nice beach, and I go there quite often just on my own, and I'm quite happy walking along, listening to other people talking as I walk past, listening to the water, the birds. It's nice. Really nice. As far as sort of mountain destinations go, where's your favourite, lakes or North Wales? North Wales I've done the most, but I do like the Lake District. There's more I want to do in the Lake District. There's more I want to do everywhere. I know, it's the world's a big place. Where you done Scafell Pike? Yes, a couple of years ago, that one. I think it was 2016. It's just on its own, or as part of a challenge, or? No, I just went and done it. Stayed over and just wanted to walk up, because I wanted I was planning to have already done it by now, but I want to do the National 3 Peaks. So I'd done Snowdon, and I wanted, and then I'd done Scafell Pike, so I've done all three of them separately. So that was why I originally went to do Scafell Pike, to tick them off separately, and then to do them all together. It's a nice walk. It's lovely. It's a good challenge. Now I know you incorporate sort of going out with your groups, and you do that to sort of build community and sort of show a different side of fitness. It's a good thing that you do. The yoga hikes. Yeah, when you do your yoga hikes, that's quite new to the business at the minute, but it's going really well, and it's getting a lot of interest, and people who are doing it are really enjoying it. For me, it was in my yoga, I try and bring people into the thinking about what the situation you're in now. Don't worry about the past, the future. Live in the moment, live in the present. And with me personally finding that so much easier when I'm in the mountain, I thought to bring people into that space. Do the yoga, do the meditation with them, and they'll be able to appreciate it so much more, experience it so much more. No, it's a good thing, and me, with sort of my background in the mountaineering, is I see this a lot now, sort of yoga retreats and people sort of combining not just yoga and mountains and stuff, but I see like a sort of overall residential retreat where they'll talk about nutrition, they'll talk about role models, podcasts, the full, do you know what I mean? Like the full bracket. And I think it's a great idea to sort of incorporate the very best of each thing. And bring it together. I mean,
you can't go to Blackpool all the time, can you? And
No.
go up and down the promenade. You gotta grow. You've got to change. Is that something you'd see yourself doing, going down that road?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd love. I want it to grow with the yoga in the mountains. I would love to do weekend retreats. I'd love to go to France. I'd love to go to Spain.
Yeah, well, it's funny you should say that, because the gym where I train at, the guy who runs that, he's running something. I believe it's in Portugal, and
Nice.
a lot of the members are going there for like 4 or 5 days, and they're going to sort of do like training in the morning, and then like sort of a class on wellness and that sort of stuff midday, and then another sort of stretching session, and then cooking classes on how to eat better and food and knowledge. Yeah, and I think it's a great
idea, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic if you can get the right people involved. You know, you definitely onto a winner.
Yeah.
Being obviously you're a businesswoman, how have you found it sort of marketing, wearing all these different caps, from like sort of personal trainer, yoga instructor, social media person, accounts? Like, how do you find managing and juggling all of this sort of stuff?
a challenge, bigger than any mountain challenge I've ever done.
I know.
Yeah, it is hard. My brain never stops. It's I've multitasked more in these last 6 years than ever in my life. But yeah,
wow.
It's tough. It's worth it. I love the job. I enjoy it, but it is tough. Yeah, tougher than I thought.
What do you find hardest about it? Do people find you, or do you find them in regards of clients? How does it work for you?
My client base has all been word of mouth. So everyone has came from someone. Yeah. So it's really, I've had a few links through social media.
Right.
But even them, they'll say, oh, such and such trains with you. And I've seen you, them posting, or you posting and tagging them in. So it's usually word of mouth for me.
And how do you find using of the social media? Do you ever do ads? Do you ever sort of need to run any sort of campaigns, or like you said, it's just word of mouth brings it all in the door?
I do put offers on. I do like to put offers on, especially in the run up to Christmas, the end of the school holidays, Easter. I like to try and put an offer on for each change of what's coming up.
Oh, that's really good.
I like to try and get new faces in, and I know there's always people there wanting to try it, but they're just unsure. So a little offer might be enough just to get them in the door. And I do like to run the offers. I think it's good for business to run offers. You have
to just keep it coming. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to sort of be creative, and like I jokingly say, eagles fly with eagles. But what I really mean by that is, if you're around the same sort of people like you, that will always drive you to keep on going. Because if you don't, they will leave you behind. Yeah. And you'd be like, oh, remember when I was up there and now I'm down here? Because I got to a point. And I know you've seen me post a lot of stuff recently. Like, I started out as just sort of wanting to be the guy that just did murderous days in the hills, and then sort of thought, why would I put myself into just that bracket when I can do so much more? So, you know, instead of turning away business or turning away an opportunity and someone saying, well, I want to sort of get to that murderous day in the hill, but I'm a million miles away from it, John. Well, it'd be daft for me to say, well, come back in 3 years, fella, when you're fit enough. Yeah. Well, this is a big league over here. Why not say, okay, well, let's build up to it then. Do you know what I mean? And the course I posted the other day, which you sort of mentioned to me, the Make or Break course, that was an opportunity that came through LinkedIn.
Right.
And the guy got in touch with me and was like, oh, I've seen your stuff on sort of Insta and blah, blah, blah. Do you want to meet for a coffee now? Like, for one, I love coffee. So if anyone says, do you want to have a coffee? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So we went along and that's evolved. Do you know what I mean? And that's like a performance course now, where it's about people with anxiety or people who feel like they're lacking in a certain area. Yeah. And there's elements of the course which test every single soul. Doesn't matter if you're uber fit, brilliant, we've got you covered. But I guarantee you what's coming after that is something that's going to really have you going, okay, I'm out of the water now. Yeah. Are you sort of, as a businesswoman, are you always sort of open to someone saying, it's not fitness related, but I've got this idea? Or are you just like, no, this is my lane and I'm in it?
Oh no, I'm always open for networking with different people, you know, getting different ideas. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard this one before? Your net worth is your network. That's it. That's a good.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you can.
I have heard of net walking events though. There's a lot of these walks, and they go net walking with them.
Yeah, networking. I thought I was onto something, and I sort of rang someone. I was like, "I've got a brilliant idea." And he was like, oh, "What?" I went, "Networking." And he was like, "People have been networking, John, for like 20 years." I was like, "Oh, have they?"
It's all right. I only found out a couple of months ago.
I was like, "Oh, right. Oh, well, forget it then."
Yeah.
No, we do up here. We do nerfing and networking. So someone's got a load of Nerf guns.
Yeah.
And we go to the like a warehouse, and we all do nerfing and networking. Yeah, that's really
at
good.
each other.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a nerf. Yeah, it's a bit of a nerf war first.
Way to make friends.
And then afterwards, yeah, yeah, and then afterwards we do a networking event. So that's good.
It levels all the guards and barriers, that doesn't it? A little bit of nerf war before.
Yeah. Well, networking, I don't know about you, is sometimes like when I've been to them, it's a bit forced, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You've put all these people into one room, and what you really want to say is put your hand up and go, right, does anyone want to give me money?
Yeah.
And if no one says yes, if everyone just says no, you be like, I'm off.
Yeah.
But you've got to look at it. I literally go to any networking event. I go to one which is based about property. It's a property networking event. I've got no interest in property apart from the house that I live in. But there is always someone there, and I always look at them and I think, but who does this person have in their network? Do you know what I mean? Like who's one or two layers behind them? So I think it's important, and like as a business, if you're a business, doesn't matter what your business is, you should sort of think, I've got to get to a networking event, and I can't just say, oh no, I only do this, or I don't know what's going on over here, but I'm sort of tunnel vision. Do you sort of take inspiration from anyone? Is anyone who you listen to? Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, those sorts of people?
No, I don't know who they are. Who is
what?
That? I know.
Right, you've leveled. Thank me in 6 months' time, Gary Vee. Right, Gary Vee. Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk, very inspirational businessman. Always on about the hustle. Always on about sort of stop feeling sorry for yourself. If you want it, you got to go and get it, and all that sort of stuff. And people like us, once he gets talking, you're like, that's the guy.
Yeah. I'll have a look. I'll look him up, definitely.
Yeah. You'll be hooked. You'll be like, wow, Gary Vee. Yeah. He's the guy. Michelle, we're absolutely rattling through this. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the part of the show that I like to call the 5 whats. This is the good tested character now. Mm-hmm. So the first one, what's the greatest advice you've been given?
To live in the now.
Live in the now.
Yeah. To live in the now. So
yeah,
it's changed my outlook on life and changed how I live my life and how I feel in my life. So for me, it's the best advice, I'd say. Fair
play. Second one, what's on your bucket list, either personally or as a business?
Everything. Loads. Personally, I want to, my bucket list is I want to get a little camper van so I can travel around. And from that, I want to travel around Europe and try and climb as many mountains as I can.
VW camper?
Yes, definitely.
Has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you pay about 20 billion quid more for them, but...
I know, but to VW?
Yeah, but they are boss, though, definitely.
Yeah.
This is always an interesting one. The third one, what's been your toughest day?
My toughest day will be when, in my early 20s, I'd suffered depression for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Been put on medication by the doctor from about the age of 19.
Yeah.
And got to a stage where I thought, I don't want to stay on medication for the rest of my life. Realised that I was numbed with emotion. So there was no emotion there. So decided that's when I got into the gym.
Yeah.
And took myself off the medication. That was the hardest day to stop the medication, but the best day at the same time, because my life changed after that.
Yeah, and that's what I was sort of getting at before is, you know, the people who suffer with mental health issues, it is an absolute 1000% serious as it gets. And I just don't like it when I see people blatantly profiteering off the back of people's hardship. For me, I question people's character. Do you know what I mean? When I say stuff like that, it really as like a human being, you've got to sort of think, oh, is that the right move to make? And unless you're uber genuine about it, just stay away from it. And I've sort of and I thought to myself, oh, should I do something like mental health? And I thought, there's people in more qualified and have struggled a lot more than me to do that, so I'm going to sort of stay away from it.
I do feel like with like working with clients and stuff, I do find, for me personally, I feel like I connect with clients better who are going through tough times, because people come into personal training for more than just physical. There's a lot of, you know, mental work to go on with that, and it does help it a lot. And I always feel like I can understand and, you know, help the client through that, even though I'm no psychiatrist or counsellor. There's a level of understanding for me, and I can, even through the words that I say that I know have helped me change my mindset, I know that I can hopefully help them in that way. So I find it helps me connect with clients.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. On to happier times, what's been your happiest day?
Well, it'd have to be having my kids, won't it? Yeah. I'm a mum. They won't let me live that down if I don't say that. No, definitely having me 2 girls. Yeah. But so many. There's so many, like, through the milestones of my kids growing up, there's so many things that have been my happiest day. Even with my job, with clients, seeing them change their lives around. I've had women come to me who've never lifted a weight in their life, never stepped foot in a gym, and now they're addicted and do it every week, and they can't see their life without it, and then a totally different person mentally. And all them type of things just, they fill me with happiness. Lovely.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's a great one. And fifth and final one, what's next for you as an individual and as you as a business?
For me as an individual, it's just to keep growing.
Yeah.
Keep practicing my own yoga so I can do even better poses, a bit more balance. For the business, definitely focusing on, I want the yoga in the mountains. I want to be able to push on that. I want that to grow as a business, definitely. I can see big potential in it, and I can see it really helping people in so many ways, physically and mentally, and, you know, spiritually, if they want to go down that way. Yeah,
no, brilliant. Michelle, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I can tell from the way you talk about yoga and your fitness and your clients, you've got a genuine passion and a genuine love for what you do. It's clear to anyone who's going to listen to this. So that being said, where can people find you and how do they get in contact with you?
I'm on Facebook as Michelle PT Fit to Burn Fitness for Wellness.
Yeah.
And I'm on Instagram as Fit to Burn Fitness for Wellness.
Yeah. Website?
Nope. I've never really done a website, but maybe one day, but not yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you have anything coming up? Any sort of events? Anything you want to sort of publish, or anything you want to sort of push?
I am about to put a post up actually for next Sunday.
Right.
It's National Get Outside Day, so it's a family member, a friend who's never been outside, never climbed, never been outside, but never climbed a mountain or done anything like that, to try and get them to come out. So I'm gonna try and get people involved in that and get them to come and join me. Not on a big walk.
No. Where you going, Joe? Can you say?
I'm gonna do Movama in Mould. It's pretty close, and it's a nice walk for people who have never really done anything like that before as well, and it's got some lovely views off the side of it.
No, brilliant, Michelle. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been Michelle. Don't be afraid to go out your comfort zone. That is a great sort of saying, because once you start saying yes, great things happen, and you start meeting new people. And if you do get something in your life that sort of seems like a showstopper, just think, what can I do to turn it into a positive? You know, we all take knocks, but sometimes you can't be a champion unless you lose a few rounds. And that's what it's all about. Coming on next week's show, we've got Stephen Hanley. In his own words, more than a survivor, really inspirational guy, double leg amputee, fit as fire. Watch his Instagram stuff. He's an absolute monster. Looking forward to speaking to him. Michelle, thanks very much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute blast.
Thanks, John.
Look forward to seeing some more downward dogs in the hills and some more trig point yoga poses. That was interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, check out Michelle, follow her, get in contact and become into yoga. I'll have to do it now. Michelle, thanks very much for coming on the show.
Thanks, John.
Cheers. Thanks now.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.